She's like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 love.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. This is my review of another new show that I had no idea about. It's called Seeking Sister Wives. Yes, Seeking Sister Wives. It is on, is it USA? TLC? I think it's TLC. I can't think what channel. I'll put it in the description below. But yeah, I had not heard of the show, and one of my subscribers, Tamika Randall, who was a new subscriber, new viewer, she was in how she loved my videos, and then she's like, "Are you gonna review Seeking Sister Wives?" And I was like, thanks, but I don't know what that is. What station does it come on? And before she could even respond, I just went and looked it up on Comcast, and I'm like, okay, well, it came on yesterday, which was Sunday, and I'm like, well, let me set my DVR to record it and not watch it later. And I had to take off from work because it's MLK Day. Happy MLK Day. I hope everyone was able to celebrate in their own ways. I actually went to my cousin's memorial today, who passed away from cancer. Her name was Tina. She was 50 years old. It was a great celebration of life. It was very vibrant, and it was a very, very great way to celebrate someone's life. So, that was great. So that's how I spent my MLK Day. But yeah, so, I hope everyone had a great day today. So yeah, I watched the episode, and I am pleasantly intrigued. I remember I've never really watched the other Sister Wives show or whatever. I watched a polygamy show that was on Showtime a few years ago, but that was completely different. That was a explicit version of polygamy. It was, they was sex. That one was strictly about sex with other people and being okay with it. Was just different. It was different than this particular TV show called Seeking Sister Wives. It is season 1. It's episode 1, and it's regarding 3 separate families. 2 families that live in Utah, 1 family that lives in Atlanta. The 2 families that live in Utah happen to be white. The one family that stays in Atlanta happens to be black. And I mean, it's very interesting to watch. So if you guys have not checked out Seeking Sister Wives, listen to this review, and if you like it, go check it out. I will be reviewing it every week on Sundays. I was just like, oh my God, and it's different. You know what I'm saying? It's a different thing. I have no idea about polygamy, being a polygamist, nothing like that. I have no interest in doing it. I could not see myself doing it, but I do know that it is a culture out there that people actually live this lifestyle, and I think different people have different levels of it. You know what I'm saying? So these are 3 separate families who is living a polygamous lifestyle. So the first family that we see there, one family is from Utah. It is Jeff, and Jeff has 2 wives. His first wife's name is Vanessa. They have 3 kids, and she's pregnant with their 4th. Now, the second wife, her name is Sharice, and she has 4. They have 4 kids. So he has a total of 7 kids, with 1 on the way by his two wives. And for the most part, the 2 wives seem to get along. They said they have, dealt with jealousy issues in the past, but that, it does not happen as often now. They're looking for a 3rd sister wife who will be open to having more kids because they want to add to their family. And from my understanding, for this particular, for this particular show, each family is about making their family bigger by adding another sister wife who has more kids, and they are just one big happy family. And it's very different to see this lifestyle being led, and I'm just shocked. Not because I can't, not because this doesn't happen, but I'm shocked because I know what happened, and this is my first eye-opening experience to it being more about family than we want to add someone to our mixture to have, because we want to have sex with someone else. It's completely different. So I think you have swingers and you have polygamy, it is about adding sexual partners, and then you have this part of polygamy where the person is really, the families are really trying to add a person to be like, to be another wife, to have more children. It's not really about sex like that. I mean, it's about sex too, because the husband does have sex with the other wife, but it's not. It's more about making the families bigger, and it's just shocking. So again, they want to add a third wife. Now the first wife, they met when she was 22 and he was 44. Yeah. And she says how she was not raised in a polygamous home, but she likes the lifestyle. you know okay, girl, if you say so. The second wife he met when she was 18. She didn't say, because she said, I was 18 when I met him. She didn't say how old he was, but because the first wife was the first wife, and the second wife he married after meeting the first wife, and the age of their kids, you can tell that he was probably around 44. I mean, no, he was around 46 when he met the second wife and when he married. And um, she was raised in the polygamous lifestyle, and she said that her dad had two wives and she was open to it. And I'm like, well, oh, okay. Now there are two there. They have a big home, or a nice size home. There are two big bedrooms. So the first wife shares there are two big rooms, right? Yeah, so the first wife, Vanessa, shares the master room with the husband, Jeff. And the second wife, Shanice, is it Shanice or Sharice? Shanice shares she has the downstairs bedroom, and they like share the rest of the house. And then they alternate nights with the husband, and they alternate nights with the husband, and also who does like cooking for the family. So like with the first wife, if it's her night with the husband, the second wife cooks for the family, cleans up the kitchen, and makes breakfast for the family, so that the first wife can enjoy a full night and early morning with the husband, and vice versa. When the second wife is her night with the husband, the first wife cooks dinner, cleans the kitchen, and makes them breakfast in the morning. Bitch, what? And I'm just like, I just don't. I mean, it's like having a maid who also sleeps with your husband and births babies and stuff. I mean, it's like an Arnold Schwarzenegger type of thing. I just can't. Oh, Jesus, okay. You know, if they like it, I love it. But I was still like, oh. So, for the most part, they get along. The husband works. We don't see that the wife work. We didn't see them speak of the wives working. We just saw the husband going to work, and the two wives were at home. They even said how it's a good thing that they have their bedrooms a little bit away from each other, where one is upstairs, the other was downstairs, to have a bit of privacy. Because my thing is, I don't want to hear my husband sleep with someone else, even if she's my sister wife. And I'm like, if they like it, I love it. But I'm like, bitch, like, to know my husband is upstairs in his bedroom or downstairs in her bedroom just having sex, and I'm having to just keep dinner for all these children, half as mad and half is his other wives. And then in the morning I gotta make them breakfast because they was laying up in the luxuriation of the afterglow of sex. I'm like, bitch. I was just like, okay. So they're trying to have a third wife, and they met a girl. The third wife lives in Michigan. I don't know where she lives in Michigan. I didn't write down her name either. But the second wife has been talking to her. The husband has been talking to her a little bit too, only over the phone and things like that. The first wife has not interacted with her as much because she's like, it's a new wife. It's a new thing. It's a whole new feeling when you are going to be introducing another person to be in your sisterhood. So they like Skyped her for the first time, all three of them together, and they were all like, "Oh, this is so cool, we like each other," or whatever. And then the potential sister wife like, "You know what? Everything is okay, but I want to let you guys know something that you don't know." So she has some kind of secret, but we don't find out what the secret is this particular episode. So we'll have to figure out. We'll find out what it is in the next episode. So that's the whole first family. So the second family is from Atlanta. And the husband is Dimitri, the wife is Ashley. He's 36, she's 31. They currently have 2 kids together, and she's pregnant. And they have been together for 8 years. Now, even he said, a lot of people assume people who live this damn it, polygamous lifestyle are usually white people from Utah. He's like, but as you see, we're not white and we're not from Utah. They're African American and they're from Atlanta. And, he was saying how, as he grew up, his family was not close. His family's like spread out all over the place. They're not as close knit. And he said as he got older and older and older, he realized he always wanted to have a huge family who was always together because he did not have that growing up. And he said even though he wasn't raised in the lifestyle of polygamy, as he got older, he studied it. I didn't know you could study polygamy. I really didn't. I'm not going to study it because I ain't for it. But, he studied polygamy and kind of figured out he wants to be a part of it. And then his wife, Ashley, he said, she said that she had studied like anthropology and a little bit of polygamy as well, even though she was not into that lifestyle. And then once they were together, he told her kind of what he wanted for his future, and that he knew that his future would include sister wives and plural families and things like that. And she said she didn't say no, she didn't say yes, she just said it's interesting because she was aware of it in her studies as well and how they could explore it. But they ended up doing it, so it is what it is. She's into it now. She is pregnant with their third child, and he's like, couldn't you see us with having like 9 children? And she's like, no, not from my uterus, basically. She's like, but you could have more, like 3 more with a second wife. I said, did she just say a second wife? Like it was all cool. And I say they really into this polygamy shit. And, from there, she says how, yes, she's open to it, he says how they both say, and this is the thing that I thought was different with this particular couple, they both said how a sister wife will be more of support for Ashley and help for her in life. And it wasn't really about him. I like that. He was saying like, whoever comes in, we have to know they have to be a friend and a sister to Ashley, help her in what she needs. And it would be a whole family thing. It wouldn't be, she has to be open to being literally a sister wife. And she was saying how people typically ask her, the first thing they ask her is, oh, well, say how, why I'm not going to share my man. That's the same thing I would say, Ashley, I have to be honest. I am not open to sharing. I don't share my food, my man, or my money. You know what I'm saying? In that order. And I just, I think it's just different when a person, they have just that openness to, I'm not there yet. I'm 36. Oh, well, no, my birthday's tomorrow, people. So I'll be 36 tomorrow. And probably by the time this come up, I'll be 36. Anywho, I'm not there yet. But she was like, she's okay with it because it's not even about the sex. And I'm like, but someone's still literally riding your husband and getting all his sperm and getting all that goodness. I need it all for me. Give it here. Nope. Ain't nothing nobody else. I want it for me. Mine, 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 mine. And, but she's, polygamy is a completely different way of living. Now, I just can't live that way. And, he says how the first thing people actually ask him is, do the wives sleep together? I thought that too. Now, in the show that I watched on Showtime, again, it wasn't about the husband and the wife finding a sister wife to have a bigger family. It was about the man and the woman, whether they were married or in a relationship, finding a third person to join them sexually and to have like a forever sexual threesome as a couple. It was but it was more sexual based than family based. But again, that was Showtime. Showtime's a little bit, explicit. So for me, I think because I saw that explicitness of it, that explicitness of it, to see this other dynamic of it where it's really about family, is just intriguing to my mind. I mean, it's just different. So from there, they both say how they had a former sister wife, and how the girl had her own children, how they all had moved in together. But about 4 months in, they realized she was not really in it for the long haul. She She was not interested. As as Ashley said, we figured out very quickly that she was not interested in building a bond with me. And I think that's a good thing that I can take from this show is the basis of the sister wives for these families is you have to be able to want to build a bond with the first wife or the second or whatever. The wives have to have this bond. You can't want the husband to yourself and not deal with the other wife. Like that ain't what it is. It's this real sisterhood. It's confused the fuck out of me. And they said how they so because of that they broke up with the girl. It's been about a year since that happened, and now they're ready to start all over again. They want to get a new sister wife before Ashley has the baby, because they want the sister wife to be able to enjoy or live the experience of the new baby being born. Because again, they want her as a part of the family, because she also is going to be expected to also give the family more children. Bitch. I'm just like, it's just so, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So again, I loved how Dimitri, the husband, was just making sure and keeping everyone aware of, the sister wife is as much for Ashley as it is for him. He's like, it's the equivalent of, if I go away, if something happens to me and I'm no longer here, she has this other person to take care of and it'll be fine. I'm like, so like, are there brother husbands? Like, if these are sister wives, can the female have a brother husband? Like, can the other person be another man? Huh? You know what I'm saying? Can that happen? I just need to know. Like, does that happen? I don't know. Okay. I know in the sexual realm of it, we do have people who take on male sexual partners. But again, that's sexual. That's not a family thing. Like, would a polygamous man and woman who have a sister wife be open to one of the wives having a brother husband who also impregnates whoever? Okay, does that happen? I just want to know. You know what I'm saying? So again, they have they go to like a dating website, which is for a place to find sister wives. I did not know such places existed, but I guess if it got Christian mingle, if it got black people meet, hey, you got to have a polygamy dating sister wife website to it. Is what it is. And they kind of just looking to add that third person, and I'm like, okay, it is what it is. So that was the second family. Now the third and final family, they are from Utah. So this, as I said, two families from Utah. This is the second family from Utah, and it's Drew, who is he says he's a lawyer, and he has 3 wives and he has 15 children. 15 children. He has 15 children, 3 wives. So his first wife was Ashley. They have been married for 22 years. They have 8 children together, but only 6 of the kids live in the home because the oldest 2 are like 18 or 19 or whatever, so they're older. And she was not raised in the lifestyle. And, after about 8 years of them 2 being married, he got into the Mormon life, the polygamous life, and wanted to add sister wives and have a bigger family. And April says when Drew first approached her about it, she said she wasn't really into the conversation, into the switch of anything. It took her some time to open up to the idea. So eventually she did, and they have the second wife, whose name is Arlie. Arlie and Drew have been married for 12 years. Now, she was raised in the lifestyle, and she said how she knew she wanted it. They got married about 8 months after they met each other, and they have 6 children together. So he has 8 with his first wife, he has 6 with his second wife. And now the first wife and the second wife don't get along all the way. Like, as Drew keeps saying, that they have communication issues. And I can tell this family is going to be the interesting ones of the situation. They're going to be the ones with the drama, because you can clearly see the first wife and the second wife, not even that they hate each other, they just don't fully get along, and you can clearly see that. I mean, I feel like the first wife be thinking of ways just to piss the second wife off, and I feel like the second wife be waiting for her to piss her off so she can be like, oh my god, I can't believe she's so mean. And the third wife, well, wait, before I get to the third wife, so yeah, they both admit how they have a rocky relationship. And Arlie says how April, so Arlie the second wife says how April the first wife can be very bossy, and it's been tough the past 12 years. Can you imagine being in a tough three-way marriage and your issue not even with your husband, is with your husband's other wife? Bitch. And I thought I had problems just having boyfriends who pissed me the fuck off. I couldn't imagine having a husband and a whole wife who pissed me off. And for 12 years, it's been rocky. I just can't. I had that kind of commitment. I don't. If, like for 12 years, if I don't like your other wife, I gotta divorce you. Like I'm out, dude. I can't. It's crazy. So the third wife, her name is Angela. They've been married for a year. Now the first wife, April, found the third wife, Angela. And, Drew was saying how because there were issues between the first wife and the second wife, when they wanted to bring in a third wife, he asked the first wife, April, what did she want to kind of maybe help the situation. So she ended up picking Angela. And because she said, I liked Angela because she was different from Arlie, and I like that. I feel like April, the first wife, picked Angela, the third wife, as her backup to the second wife. Because if I don't like my husband's other wife, and he say, what can I do? I'm going to bring somebody in who's going to be on my side, and we can kind of team up against her. However, Angela seems pretty even temper. Like, she doesn't like she picks sides or whatever. She's, easy peasy, beautiful cover girl. And, but yeah, they got married. Drew and the third wife, Angela, were married 13 days after meeting each other. She was not raised in the lifestyle, and she has one child. They have one child together. So that's how the 15 children come about. 8 one. He has 8 with one, 6 with one, and then 1 with one. I just can't. It's just so much. And this is the episode for them is like they're all moving into one house. He said how before they had 2 houses. So Arlie had a house, April had a house, and he would switch up. And they had a little bit of a house for the third wife, but the house wasn't all that. And he's like how they could not afford to buy a third bigger house. So the only option was to get one huge house for him, the 3 wives, and all the children. And I'm like, boy. So it's a 7-bedroom, 7,000 square feet house, and it's like a 3-story house, and it's a lot of space for them. It's enough. Well, I guess so. But the movers get there, and they haven't even discussed or decided who's going to sleep where. You know what I'm saying? So the movers get there, and he's like, well, okay, we have to make some quick decisions. And he said, the previous schedule when they were in 3 households, he said on Monday and Thursdays I was with April, the first wife. On Wednesdays and Sundays I was with Angela, the third wife. And on Tuesdays and Fridays I was with Arlie, the second wife. And then we would rotate every Saturday. These niggas had not niggas, that's not nice. These people had a goddamn schedule of who got the dick on what days. And each wife got 2 days. And they will rotate who would get a third day every week. I don't know how I would feel if I had 8 children with a man and he was only home 2 days a week. Bitch, I can't. I don't know how to deal with that. So now they're all in this one big huge house together. And he was saying how they used to have a time when Arlie and April, the first and second wife, they all lived together. But because of their communication issues, they had to be separated. But now they're back in the same house. Think like hopefully they can work on these communication issues because, we just have to. So now the big question is who's going to take the master bedroom with Drew, the husband. And Angela, who's the most level-headed one, she's the third wife. She's like, you know what? I don't really care, but I prefer this other bedroom. It's like a bedroom in the corner, whatever. Now, April, the first wife says, you know what, I think you should get the nicest room, the master bedroom with Drew. But Arlie feels like, April will say things as if she's trying to be nice and helpful and be giving. But in reality, she's just manipulating the situation so that it makes her look like she's being extra nice, so that later on when she complains, she can be like, well, I gave you the big bedroom. She's like, so I don't trust her. So y'all been in this sister-wife situation for 12 years, and she said, I don't have any trust in her. Yes. This is where the drama gonna come in at. So from there, I'm just like, Jesus Christ. So we see that the second wife gets the master bedroom. The first wife is taking the bedroom in the basement. And the third wife is getting a little nice room in the corner that she wanted. Because again, she like, I don't care. And, Drew was saying how at times, April, the first wife, is not accountable for her actions and what she does and what she says. He's like, sometimes she'll say and do things without thinking about it first and thinking about how it would make someone feel. He says, but also his second wife, Early, at times she gets upset quickly, even if the situation isn't that bad. But he's like, he has the third wife, Angela, and hopefully she can bring community to the first and the second wife. And I'm just like, so this is only episode 1. That's kind of all that happened today, because that's how the episode went off. I am very interested in this show, just because I'm like, these motherfuckers is crazy. Like, it's a real life sister-wife situation. And how can y'all afford, how much healthcare has to be for 15 children and 4 adults? In the next episode that we see, they're talking to the kids, and they're telling the kids how they can't tell anyone about other mommies because I don't know if it's illegal or something. But you're like, you can't tell anyone because things can happen. But I'm like, but y'all on a TV show. I don't know. So, that's my review of this first episode of this Sister Wives show. I still cannot remember what channel it comes on. I'm trying to look at, let me see, because I have it on my DVR still. And, just so that y'all know, I gotta do Love and Hip Hop today too, so don't, I know. I'm gonna do Love and Hip Hop. It is on, what channel is this? Oh yeah, TLC. It is on TLC. So TLC on Sundays. It comes on at like 10 o'clock or whatever. So I will be reviewing that. So on Sundays I'll be doing the Real Housewives, the Shy, and the Sister Wives, Seeking Sister Wives. So let me end this so I can watch the Love and Hip Hop Miami. So I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. Peace.